I'm not sure we ever fit the mold of the traditional male breadwinner, female householder, housekeeper situation to begin with. Through most of our marriage, I have earned the most money. And at the time that I had my initial depression, Jen was still a PhD student. You were still working on your PhD then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was the main breadwinner at the time, but we had always talked about how one day she was going to be, she was going to win the Nobel Prize, and I was going to be able to sit on a beach drinking Mai Tais. So we had never taken that dichotomy really very seriously, and I've always been prepared to be the secondary breadwinner. It hasn't worked out that way so far, but maybe one day it will.
Again, as you said, I don't think we ever had those distinct roles. But one thing actually we did learn after the first episode was to prepare for the possibility of another episode. So we actually started tucking away 3 months worth of living expenses, if you will, should there's that transition between he's not the primary breadwinner and for me to get organized so that I could be primary breadwinner. So that was the only thing I think I would add.
Yeah, being prepared.
Yeah.
Just in case it happens again.
My main piece is to get support as a couple as well as individually. So my supports would be for me and his supports would be for him. But there, especially if it's your first time going through depression together, is you need somebody to help you just together. Not someone who's going to solve the depression, but it's help the communication of what the female partner is feeling, the frustration and fatigue, whatever it is, to be able to have it communicated to the male partner, but to recognize that there isn't any emotional baggage attached to it. Because also recognizing that, the person who's depressed can only filter so much. But it feels good for the female partner to actually just get it off her chest. So, yeah, individual supports for each as well as couple. And as well as probably both of the couples to practice self-reflection. Meaning that, look into yourself. Why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling so frustrated? This one little thing he did or didn't do. Step back and figure out what is it. Because that's the issue. It's not him. He is not to blame because it is an illness. But you gotta figure out what is it that's really triggering this reaction. And that helped me sort of separate out anger, resentment from just saying this is just a sucky situation and we're just going to get through it. Yeah, no, it's true. If you let resentment build, the relationship is doomed. And it's not necessarily just a couple relationship. It's anyone who is depressed and somebody who cares for them. Mother, child, daughter, parent. So resentment's not good. Find out what's causing the resentment, deal with the resentment, get as much friends, family support you need to deal with the resentment. It will actually make you a better person, to be honest, because that's a great skill to have in life, to just not be resentful to anything or anyone if possible.
It'd be easy to say don't give grounds for resentment, but that's not going to happen. I mean, you can't. So I guess just being aware that the partner is there and that they're supporting you, and even though you don't feel like saying thank you or anything like that at the time, just to store it away and know that eventually you will, and eventually you will want to thank them, and you'll be able to.